Hi, my name is Alex with ATech Tech Tutorials, and today I got a sponsored video for you. We're going to be talking about how to use the summing feature in custom charts. Now, this is a great feature because in the past, I actually had to use a dedicated plugin only for summing values in Jira. When I discovered custom charts, I realized that I could create awesome charts and also get my sum up functionality, thus saving that payment that I had to make for that extra plugin. So I'm going to show you how I use custom charts to sum up some values. You're going to love this. Let's jump into Jira. And before we get started, if you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed. Drop a like if you get any value out of this video. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments section below. All right, so I am in my executive dashboard. This should look very familiar to you if you've been following along my custom charts series. And so what I'm going to do today is we're going to be adding a new chart to my existing dashboard, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to leverage custom charts to help me sum up the values in my issues. Now, before I get too far there, I'm essentially going to give you a little bit of a backstory. So as a backstory, I have a bunch of issues in this project, and some of them, most of them here have a risk score. Now, this is something I completely made up. This is kind of just to kind of set the stages. This is a numeric type field, and it only accepts values. So if I try to numerical values, so if I try to put in letters, it won't let me. And so I can only put numbers and maybe decimals and stuff like that, right? But I can't put percents, I can't put dollar signs, I can't put any other special character. It's just a numeric field and some decimals, okay? So that's all I've done. So essentially, for you to leverage this summing capability that I'm about to demonstrate, you need to make sure you have some sort of a numerical field. Otherwise, your counts here, your summation is not going to work as intended because you won't have the appropriate field. So make sure that you're working with your Jira admin to essentially create a field that is of the type numeric that will allow you to add these numbers together, okay? So I've already gone ahead and I've basically, for a bunch of issues, I've added a bunch of risk scores. And so now I'm going to show you what this thing's going to look like, okay? So in my dashboard, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come into basically edit mode first, and then I want to come over to custom charts and I'm going to click on add here. Now, like previous videos, I'm going to maximize it just so that I can have the full canvas to look at. And the first thing I'm going to do is manipulate my source. And so I'm going to come over. I love using my simple search gadget, so I'm just going to go back and reference it. This is going to essentially just go back and let my simple search kind of drive and dictate what data is shown here. So from here, I'm actually interested. I want to know by issue type where my risks are. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the issue type here, and you'll notice that it's going to go across everything that simple search is bringing back. It's going to go back and basically break down the issues and then give me a count. But I don't want that. I don't want the count of how many issues there are. I want the summation. I want custom charts really to help me sum up by issue type what's my total risk score so that I can see where am I exposed, right? So again, hypothetical field that I made up, probably not the best example. But the first thing you're going to want to do here is change your calculate from count to sum. Okay, now by default, it's going to go to your story points, which is great. But I don't want story points in this particular example. I want to know about my risk score. So next on the right side, you're going to see the available fields that you can count on. And so these are like just out of the box what's built into Jira, into custom charts. But if you come all the way down, you'll see custom fields, and you'll see that I have a risk score here. And so now I'm going to select that, and you'll notice that my chart right now is not showing anything because we have to go make the selection in the simple search. But just to kind of simplify things, I'm just going to go to the project that I know has it. And so I'm just going to call it out explicitly so that there is no confusion and that this demo actually works out correctly. So now I know that these 24 issues, this is the breakdown, okay? Now, from here, I like the pie charts, but I really want to look at it from this view, from this 1D table chart. And the reason I like this 1D table chart is because I'm getting the breakdown by issue type, but it gives me the option to add more columns. So if I wanted to, I can add a column and I can do a count. If I wanted to do the count, I can also add another column and I can do another sum. You all saw that there was like a story point, so we can just add the story points in there too. So I can be adding and actually doing this summation on multiple fields at the same time. So I don't have to do a dedicated like gadget or a chart for every calculation that I want to do. Custom charts really is going to help me out and go, okay, so here's your breakdown by issue type. Of that breakdown, we have the risk scores, we have the issues, and we have the story points. Now, these percents can be a little bit confusing to look at. So if you don't want to see them, within the column section here as well, there's a little eyeball that we can actually get rid of them. And so I'm just going to go ahead and hide these percents because at this point, they're doing me more harm than they're bringing any value. And so I can save this now, and I essentially have created a custom chart that will basically sum up. So if I click on this 165, it's going to go into Jira and it's going to show me the 2 issues that I have. And if I were to actually bring in my field of risk score and bring it into my view here, you will then see that one of them has 100, the other one has 165 for the total of 165. So now I can see that over 2 issues, we have a risk score of 165, and none of my bugs have story points. All my stories, I have 13 of them. My risk score of them is 140, and I have 30. Okay, so again, this is just an example to kind of demonstrate how you can very quickly add things up and how you can use like a different chart to visualize the data. What you actually do the math on, like the risk score, kind of pointless. This is all relevant to whatever you want. So make sure you pick a field that is obviously going to provide some insight or some value to you. But I just wanted to again show you how you would configure custom charts to help you basically do the summation. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop a like if you got any value. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm really curious, how else are you using the summation? What are you most excited about now that you know that you can sum up values in Jira with relative ease? So let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.